This is one thing that changed my Bible study forever, and I hope you begin doing it. We're in Matthew 10:14, where Jesus is sending out his apostles. You should begin to ask questions about what you're reading, right? Make sense of it, meditate on it. And if anyone will not receive you, Jesus giving instruction to his apostles, right? When they go into different towns and villages and they enter into houses, if anyone won't receive you, which we should be asking, what does it mean for them to receive the apostles? Like, let them in the house? Should you be letting strangers in that house? Is that what people did in that culture? And if they don't listen to your words, okay, so this is at least what it means, part of what it means for the people to receive the apostles. They're actually willing to listen, they're open minded, they're considering, they're receptive to the message the apostles are bringing about the kingdom. And Jesus says, if someone won't receive you or listen, shake off the dust from your feet. Now, this is something that kind of goes over our heads, so we might want to consider the dusting or shaking the dust from your feet. What would that insinuate? What would that mean? What was that an act of, and what essentially would this have meant in that culture? Why would they do this? When you leave that house or town, it's obviously not a good thing because they didn't receive or listen to the words of the apostles. So shaking off the dust from the feet seems to be a response to a negative response on the part of these people. Then he goes on and he says, truly I say to you, it will be more bearable, or it will be better on the day of judgment for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah than for that town. So if this town rejects the apostles who carry the terms of peace from the king and the message about his kingdom, and they're doing the signs and wonders that validate that message, if they are rejected by that town, Jesus is saying, yeah, on the day of judgment, when everyone stands before the living God, it's going to be better, more bearable for Sodom and Gomorrah. And we go, why are we bringing up Sodom and Gomorrah? Who are these people, or what is this region, right? If I know nothing about the Bible and I'm new to Christianity, where is Sodom and Gomorrah? What story is in the Bible that tells us about Sodom and Gomorrah? What's the context of that story? What happens to Sodom and Gomorrah? And if you don't know, God actually destroys Sodom and Gomorrah for their continual sin and the outcry against them. He visits them, decides that justice is coming because you guys won't change. And so Sodom and Gomorrah gets wiped off the face of the earth. And Jesus is saying, yeah, that'll be better on the day of judgment for those people than for this town that rejects Jesus and really the apostles he's sending, right? Because if you reject the messenger, you're rejecting the one who sent them. So we might ask, what is the overlap or the similarities between the story of Sodom and Gomorrah and what's happening here? What are the differences? What's the main point with the story of Sodom and Gomorrah? Something to consider.